They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here.
Stretch words like
no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here.
stretch words like
Okay, guys, without further ado, we're going to jump right in. We have our guest in the back. We're going to bring her up. Chosen and favored. I hope I did I say that right? Is it chosen and favored? Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to bring her up, guys. We're going to get right into it. And then I'll show you guys. I'll put her information in the chat because I know y'all be liking to follow folks. I'm going to go ahead and put her TikTok in the chat. Obviously, when I bring her up, you guys, I mean, I can ask it because I don't know if she's on any other platforms. I think she's going to start a YouTube, if I'm correct, but I do know she's on TikTok. Now, let me let y'all know who we're going to bring up. So you guys know that there are a couple of videos. We know that there is the video that they released to the public, right? The fuzzy video that we cannot make out, that video. Well, this individual actually had the opportunity to go to Frisco ISD and actually see the oh, I'm sorry, y'all. She actually went and saw the clear video. So I'm going to bring her up in a second. Just give me I'm going to put her TikTok in the chat. Just give me a second, y'all. So I'm going to drop her TikTok in the chat. You all can follow her on TikTok, and I'm going to bring her up in a second. Okay, how are you?
Hey, how are you? Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for being here. So let me kind of remind them now, this is the lady that was with the other two ladies because they had told me, they said, why don't you bring the three ladies on? And I'm like, what three ladies is y'all talking about? So she is the other lady that you guys saw over on the other content creators page, Freezy, and y'all were, telling me like, you need to get the three ladies. So for some odd reason, I think I had started looking for her information, and then I got sidetracked because when I had met with the one who's intrigued, I hope I'm saying her name correctly. She was going to reach out to Sierra, and I think I failed to say, well, what happened to the other, the other lady? So when she said she was going to reach out to Sierra, it just slipped my mind. Like I totally forgot that it was another person until I spoke to you. But thank you so much for coming on today, and taking time out of your day. I had originally said, when I had reached out to you, I was like, well, okay, well, not you, but when I had reached out to the other two ladies, I was like, well, they had already been on another content creator's page, but I had to kind of rethink it. To me, it's just not about how many platforms y'all go on. It's really not. This is about somebody in jail. You know what I mean?
Yes.
For
Yes.
35 for something that I don't even think they did. So when I thought about it that way, I was like, okay, they can tell this story until they don't want to tell it anymore. Because for me, it's not about if you went on 1,000 platforms. You see what I'm saying? It was
Mhm.
about you getting the story out so that people can understand what you saw, and not only you, several other people did not see what they are showing us now. So I thank you so much, for taking time out of your day and being here with us. Now, one of the things I do want to bring up to the screen, because you did give me your and I learned this with the first person that I had on my platform. His name was Dwayne. You guys actually got these emails that kind of
Mhm.
and stuff. Now, I took your name off and your email off, but just
Okay.
so you guys can, oops, not that one. Just so you guys can see, this is the email that wait, let me make sure that's the first one. No, this is the first email that
Mhm.
received, and it just basically is from Frisco Independent School District. Obviously, I took off her name and her email address, but this email was sent. Wait a minute, let me make
That was
sure.
the first one. You remember they were saying that they were going to cancel it because of the breach. So that's the first one.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. That's why you okay, because I was wondering when you sent it, one said please disregard. So it looks
Mhm.
like they told you to come and then they must
Mhm.
have to cancel it, and then they
Yes.
told okay, that's okay, you can come.
Mhm.
Got it. Okay. So I just wanted to put that up there because I don't know if people, is really, saying, going on people platforms if they actually didn't go to see the video. But if people are providing this, I would, I prefer to see it. So let's see
Yes.
what's going on here.
Okay.
But thank you for providing that. So you guys can see she actually did view the video. But I do know that there was one lady, and her name is Sarah, that crazy old white lady child. They said she was going around saying she saw the video and her name wasn't even on the list, just lying. So again, thank you, for being here. Have you had the opportunity to see the video that is now circulating online? I'm gonna bring it up. Oops, that's not it.
Yes, I've seen it. And that is not the real video. That
Yes.
is not the original video. There are a lot of details that are left out.
Okay.
The video that we saw in Frisco, that those of us who saw it, Carmelo was already sitting, he was already under the canopy for like 9 to 10 minutes before the brisk walking of the twins walking up to him. He was
Right.
sitting there and you could see that his head was down, clearly.
Right.
He had
Right.
his gray hoodie on. It was easy for me to see that his head was down because your head sits like this when you have it erect, but when you have it down like this, you don't see the whole thing. So his head was down. He was
Right.
totally distracted
Right.
and was totally caught off guard when they approached him.
You know what? And it's so interesting now that we're seeing the video, well, not that video, but the video
Mhm.
actually arrested him, and we know he had on gray. So the video was clear, and guess what? I have went to their website because I wanted to see what do the videos look. Those videos are very clear, very, very clear. So when you all say the videos are clear, I believe you. And people have now today, which I haven't even had a chance to look at it, they have sent me clear videos from
Yes.
them. So
Yeah.
I believe in my heart of hearts that video that we can't see is intentional.
Correct.
The detectives is on it, honey, and they don't
Correct.
like, okay, it looked like this to me, it looked like that.
Mhm.
But if you can start from your experience, what you did and how it went, and then we can just end with, you telling me what you saw on that tape when you went to Frisco ISD.
Okay. So the process, you put in your FOIA request and they have to make sure you're good to come. You
Right.
get that first email to say, okay, we received your request. And once they receive your request, they send you another email to pick the day and the time. So in the time for me picking my date and my time, one of the Austin supporters tried to sneak into actually she didn't sneak into, she actually did it. Tried to live stream the video, and that resulted in them becoming stricter. And then that's when I got that email, an email that said, it was another email that I didn't include that said, you know, your appointment is canceled. That's all it said. It was cut and dry. I was like, what? No, you didn't. But, and then they, like, maybe an hour later, I got the third email that said, you know, please disregard, you know, your schedule, you know, on the 17th at 10 a.m. Thank you. And then I went to go see it. So my encounter to go see the video was different than either people who went before me. Because mind you, I was the first appointment after that breach. So, So when I came to the building, Frisco ISD building, it was a police officer that let me in. I said, oh, that's interesting. The school's closed. It's middle of July. Why is a whole police officer here? So he let me in and he walked behind me as I walked to the counter. Why you running up on me like that? You know, so don't do that. You know, so he followed me to the corner. I gave them my driver's license. They scanned, gave me my sticker. He stood there and he had a portable laptop. He was typing something on that laptop while the little lady at the desk was giving me my sticker. I went and sat down. And another person came in, got her sticker too. This was an Austin supporter. So I got to see the video with an Austin supporter. So I said, oh, well, maybe they think we're going to scrap. Maybe they think we're going to fight, you know, because it is two people. We were in the same room, right? So I got my sticker. We waited. We were accompanied to the elevator, and the officer followed us upstairs to the room. He stayed there the whole time. And when we got to the conference room where the television was, we surrendered our phones at a desk where he was sitting in the back of the conference room. He never left. He was like square in the middle, sitting in the back. Like if anything, they were like, well, you sit on this side and you sit on that side. So we were like, okay, you know, okay, nothing's going to happen, but okay. So we sat down. They began the video. Well, the lady, she'll give you an option. She said, okay, well, this is the video. You look right. They tell you where to look on the screen because remind you, the tent, it was smaller. They made it smaller. She said, you look in this area and, you know, focus here, focus here. So they gave you directives, right? So once they gave us a directive, they said, would you like to see the video at 2 minutes right before or at 11 minutes in 2? So we both agreed, and we're both watching the video together to see it starting at 11 minutes because we want to see the whole everything. That allowed us to see Carmelo already sitting there under the canopy for at least 9 minutes. And notice they were saying the whole time before the court before the trial, they were saying, oh, you know, we were already there and Melo walked in. That's not even what we saw in the video that was released. They came walking in and approaching him. So he was already there. So that was already a lot is debunked. They've debunked that themselves.
Can I add something to that? Because I'm looking at a lot of videos. He was sitting there, but you know what he did not show us? As he was walking in, they were behind him, and you can see Austin running up to him. So you know how, you know, they released this video and we see them coming in. They didn't show us anything else. Remember, we just saw them coming in. Correct. It's another video where they come in now, you know, we see them come in and you can tell they finna get in some SHI.
Oh,
yes. You can tell by their energy.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And Austin, they're saying that it's Austin because he's running up, like he's running up to him. And I don't know, it looks like Carmelo is just walking. We don't know what they're saying, but it did not start there. He had been saying something and he must have just kept walking and went and sat down. Well, I do know. I mean, obviously they want to pin this on him, but they show that. But somebody was able to get it because you can see it, but it's not on the one.
Exactly.
So I don't know where they got that from. So I just wanted to
know. I believe it's going to come out, you know, and there's so many things that it's so suppressed, you know, it's unbelievable how suppressed it's being. But we saw the video, and so Melo was sitting down, and the same way we saw the boys, it was 6. I saw 6 of them for sure that was heading in his direction. And we know from the testimony that 2 said that they branched off to distract the coach. So all this, it was just Austin. It was just Austin. Another lie that was debunked. You know, I mean, you continue to unfold as you see before your eyes. So I saw it. And then as we were watching the group of boys walk up to Melo, I was like, oh my God, it's 6 of them. And then the Austin supporter was like, oh, you're right. You know, she started to see everything too. So mind you, we're seeing now both of this in real time. I'm like, are you seeing what I'm seeing? And she's like, I see it. So they walked up to him and the two branched off. Now they made a semicircle around him. Mind you, on a bleacher, there's only like a foot's width in a length in front of you, in front of the bleacher. So they kind of cornered him and he couldn't go to the left nor to the right. Austin and Hunter were in the middle, and the other two young men were on the ends, and they had him boxed in. He could not get out. So all of that, why didn't he just leave? He couldn't. Imagine seeing two big giants in front of you. But one thing, remember, y'all, I told y'all, his head was down. That he was startled. For one thing, he was wondering what, you know, he didn't know what was going on. So imagine the shock of looking up and you're surrounded and you can't get out. Two of them look alike and they're way bigger than you.
Right. So I just want to re-emphasize on that, because you hear people saying, why didn't he leave? He did.
Couldn't.
He got the opportunity to leave. He couldn't. And
He couldn't.
what's interesting is all of you guys that I have talked to, y'all don't know each other, but
No.
you say the same thing. You say,
Yep.
this is
Yep.
how much, like, you
Yep.
all were paying attention. And
Yep.
it just proves to me that when y'all went in there to see that video, you were going in there to see that video for a purpose.
Right.
Y'all remember everything. Everybody said,
Mhm.
okay, successful, you know, what minute mark did we want to watch the movie?
Mhm.
You know, everybody said that. You all said the same thing. He was surrounded. He was surrounded.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mhm.
It's
He was
consistent.
surrounded. It is. Because I mean, why would we wanted to go because we wanted the truth. You know what I'm saying? If he did it, he'd be held accountable. Okay, but let's see what happened. And when I was surprised to see what I saw. Honestly, I kind of figured what was going to happen. I said, yeah, I already know, because I know that part of Texas. I said, yeah, I already know what this is about. Yeah. And so I knew he was innocent, but I said, well, let me see how this really went down. So mind you guys, another thing that I want to bring to remembrance, remember during the one of the interviews, the father said these boys, these twins, were skilled in jiu-jitsu since they were very young, right? So there was a time, remember I said Carmelo was surrounded. The two big ones in the big boys, country boys in the front. So soon as they got there, it was maybe a couple of words. And soon as they got it, all you see is you see movement, elbows, you see something. And then you did see this something go forward, or I don't know if they had him in a headlock, because you know with jiu-jitsu, they specialize in grabs and holding. And Melo did have some abrasions and things around his neck. Either we know he had it, they had his hoodie when he did try to evade and get out of the space, and they pulled him back in. You could see the back and forth. And then when he finally got out, he did kind of like crab crawl out through the back. That's the only way out he could have went. You saw him look to the left. Someone was right there. We think it probably was EP with his little video, whatever he got going on. He looked to the right. He took off running. He ran up and diagonal down. He didn't run straight down. It wasn't in a straight line. He ran diagonally down, fell at the bottom, popped up like a jack in the box. And I think that his speed and agility is what saved him, because had they caught him, they would have hurt him. And here's another thing that I realized. When you get poked, sometimes you don't realize you're poked. So Austin, he tried to also run after Melo along with the other three young men that tried to pursue him like he was an animal. Because that's what it looked like. It looked like they were in pursuit of an animal. And Austin didn't know he was poked. And then, so mind you, the three boys running after Melo. Then you look back and you see Austin coming down the bleachers, and he collapsed. You see Hunter still running. Then he does that part of the interview where he said he whipped his head around. He did whip his head around because he noticed his brother wasn't there with him, because he was pursuing Melo, and Austin would have as well, although, you know, till he realized he was injured and was subdued due to his injury. So Melo ran off the frame. They couldn't catch him. Another thing is, long after Melo was from under the tent, there was still movement. It was still movement going on under that tent.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said. I said, look, I can't pinpoint who is who,
Right.
but it's out of there. You know what I said? I said, it seemed to me that at some point they start fighting each other. Whatever happened, they had start fighting each other because
Nothing happened.
out. I had to stop it.
Mhm.
They were still getting it on.
He was gone.
He was
Melo
gone.
was gone.
So here's my deal. Okay, so the fact that they were still booming, I think at some point that's when that boy got poked because then he fell down.
Yep.
He was gone already.
And you know what else? The one thing that was consistent during the trial, and you know we had boots on the ground for the trial. Do you know every witness got up there? Did you see the poke? I didn't see it. Nobody, not one of those witnesses saw the poke. Why didn't anybody see the poke? And
They didn't see it, but they know who did it. Does that make any sense?
Exactly.
But you know who did it. Those two don't go in. If I didn't see the poke, I don't know who did it either.
Who did?
Yeah.
And it's testosterone, it's ego, you know, they probably just swinging thinking that, you know what I'm saying? They going at it. And they don't know who did what. And that's what I was like, so how can nobody know? And even during the 911 call, whichever one of the boys who called 911, she said, do you know who did it? We have no idea.
Yeah. I heard that.
And then they started describing Melo. You don't know who did it, but let me describe the black guy. He had on grace and you know. I'm like, I couldn't believe it.
So I want to know, like, because everybody done figured this out by now, and you're on TikTok, so I'm sure you saw it. What is your take on now? Everybody is saying, what did they put in that garbage can? Did you see that on your original video? Did you?
No.
Oh, so you didn't see anything with the garbage?
They didn't show. We didn't capture that. I was so focused on Melo. It might have been going on, but you had to like follow them on the screen so closely to where, you know, because you couldn't rewind it, you couldn't stop it. You had to remind you. Oh, I forgot to add that we were sitting and watching the TV. We wanted to get close and just study everything, but they wouldn't let us. So you had to focus on one area and just follow that one thing. And then if another time you want to look at something else, then you focus on that. So it was a lot going on. It was just chaos.
You know, the thing about this, I didn't even think that they were doing something tricky because my first thought process was, it is an investigation going on. I thought them letting people see the video was not what they were supposed to be doing. But listen, I'm not a lawyer either, but I was like, how are people seeing the video? So because they let people see the video, I didn't think anything.
I think it's another, honestly, I think it was another poker. And that's why they didn't want to, they didn't even have the original poker, you know, at the trial. And the excuse was, oh, I don't want to have to put gloves on. What trouble is putting gloves on? You know, I think that was more than one poker. This is Texas, and everybody carries some sort of something like that. You know, it was a tool. It wasn't even what they say, like a knife. It was a tool, multi-tool. And everybody has those. So I think they had another one or two, and it found its way into the trash can. And then somebody also removed something from the trash can.
Right.
And none of these things we will never know.
Right. And for me, because I know how this world works, whenever a black man or black anything do something, they gonna put it up and make sure they play it a million times, send it to every country in the world.
Right.
You can't tell me that he did this and you can't show me. And then you edited this stuff so that we can't really see. Do you think we dumb? One thing black folks saying is dumb. Okay, we're not dumb. Now we may not want to see stuff that we really just don't. He did not do that. I don't believe that he did that. I believe, like you said, because as I thought about it, I think that there was more than one poker involved. I do. Because originally they were putting up this tent, so there could have been one for that. But I think those guys had one. I think had one. He picked it up from there because I don't see him. And with the crazy part about it is, I never saw him, and I don't even know him. I'm just going by what I have saw. Somebody that took off running. More than likely, they ran because they didn't want to get themselves in that type of situation. And he could got away. So I don't, they try to make it seem like he cut the boy and then try to run like he was leaving the scene.
He never did.
He could have had it, picked it up to try to get them off of him. But I don't think that his was the one that took that boy up out of here. I
don't think so either, sis. You know why? Because the coach said that it was the twins who were not on the team at the time that were on tent duty. I think it could have possibly have been a weapon of opportunity, honestly, on the bleacher. Because for him to grab it and just all of a sudden he couldn't do anything. He was surrounded. He couldn't move. The backpack situation, I didn't see that during the video. I didn't see the backpack situation, and not till after when they threw it or whatever. But it's yeah, I agree. I believe there was more than one poker. I believe that it's going to come out pretty soon. Somebody's going to start singing pretty soon.
So chosen in favor. So she's really only talking about her experience with seeing the video. They're asking, and I'm going to mention this too.
Okay.
But you know, now they're not even allowing people to, well, I shouldn't say that. They are not releasing the autopsy. So these are more things that leading people to say, nah, I don't think that boy died. I think that he had some other stuff going on. You know, he had a heart attack. You know, allegedly they said the boy had been getting high. You know what I mean? So think about it.
And if he was on like sports enhancement things, anything, even if you have too much caffeine, a sports enhancer can cause you to have a heart attack.
Right.
A lot of things can cause you to I mean, I think it was more than one thing going on, because Melo didn't have any blood on him. He didn't have, he had on white shoes, not a drop of blood on his shoes, not a drop of blood on his clothes. I mean, but Hunter was the one who went home and changed.
Right. But
allegedly.
No, where's the weapon at? No weapon. This is the craziest trial that I've ever saw. I believe, now that I have been watching and, you know, paying attention to everything that's going on, I really think Hunter allegedly did it. That's what I think. But think about you being the one that caused all the shit, and now your brother is no longer here, and you trying to stick somebody else, and you done stuck your damn brother. You must feel like I don't even know how you would feel. So I don't even know how he would. I don't know. So I think it makes sense to just put it on him, because now we can say he did it. I don't think he did that. And see, the thing what people need to understand, and I don't like to get all preachy, but God has his hands on Melo. Think about it. Take that boy out of here, and your own brother got took up out of here.
Absolutely.
Play with. Okay. They need to find somebody else to play with.
Yeah.
And then even if you listen to these kids' stories, I'm like, I wasn't there, but they are lying. Like, can't get your story straight. And he was, well, what was the Eddie guy said? We wasn't friends. And I'm just like, this is unbelievable.
For no reason. He lied for no reason at all. But it's like, what's your motive? Why would you tell a lie and then there's proof of you being together? It's like, why? Why are you trying to make it so vague that I don't know him? But they didn't hold all of the lies I was told on the stand. Nobody was held accountable for those lies. No. Even after they were found out that they were lying, they never were held accountable. So, and even now, it's like so much suppression still remains.
Right, right.
They're still suppressing things, you know?
And for me, that is, so what I've been told about that place, Collin County, is they all work together. And I believe this was an effort of everybody to put it on him, because if we're able to see this video and we were not even there, but we can put pieces together and we know, okay, they had a fight. Those people know what happened. They know what happened. They would rather on the black boy. This is systematic racism. Years, they would send a black boy to prison for 35 years.
Yes.
That nasty father would go on show after show lying. You see what I'm saying? It's the world that we live in today, and it's disgusting. It's very disgusting.
Yeah.
I just think he did it. And in all honesty, I was wanting to see, I mean, I didn't go to Frisco ISD, but when I was, following a trial, I wanted to hear the evidence, and it was none.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing. And you know, the thing that really made all of our antennas was up the whole time because we've been following it since like right after it happened, like a couple days later. It's like they're trying to hide everything. And the way when that man said he wanted to have Saturday court, I said, what? You want to have court on a Saturday from 9 to 5? Rushing it. Everything was so rushed from the trial, you know, and then him not having representation, you know, and the juror, someone who don't understand his culture, don't understand his language, don't understand some of our verbiage. Because on the video that he said, yeah, I know how this goes. You know, I know I think that statement, I know, you know, I'm not alleged, I did it. I think that was a misinterpretation. I think Mello was being sarcastic. He said, yeah, I know how this goes. It's not alleged, I did it. But there was nobody on that jury that looks like him to say, no, that's not what it meant. They all had their own interpretation.
You know what I think? This is only because I have boys. And I tell my sons, can you please, we got to talk in complete sentences. I know you know that I know what you mean. Stop talking. So what? And I just know this because me and my sons, I'd be like, what? Huh? What that mean? Huh? I do it intentionally because I'm like, I need you to speak in a complete sentence and stop phrases and what he said was, and see, here's the deal. They planted that seed for the entire time.
Correct.
He told us he admitted and we believed it. So
it wasn't an admittance of guilt. It wasn't.
They said that they were looking for him, and I don't remember everything, but he said, the cop said something about allegedly. He was saying that no, it's not allegedly. He was saying it was him. Because I had to be like, well, wait a minute. I thought he admitted this. And after I went back and I said, oh, okay. So they took said to me
out of context. Yeah, they took it out of context. He said, because right before he said that statement, he said, I know how this goes. And you could tell even his tone changed, like, I already know, you know, he already knew I'm going to be misunderstood. I'm going to be blamed. And then there was even a part of the video, he said, I'm not. And then he stopped. Like, what was he going to say? I just wish he'd have finished his statement or got on, took the stands. But, you know, now that he has a new team, I'm sure they're going to dig all those holes up. But there's definitely a misconception in the judicial. He was railroaded in the judicial oppression that happened with this baby, having him booked in less than 24 hours.
Right.
It's just too much effort.
The thing about it, though, as police officers, they know the questions to ask. They know how to conduct investigations. So I think to Ben Crump through the FUCK out of them too, because they had a duty to investigate and they never did.
They did not.
You're watching on camera as people throw away evidence. All they had to do was review the cameras. They were not supposed to let anybody leave that place. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Rated on him. And that was the first mistake. So unfortunately, I hope and believe that his conviction is going to be overturned.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I don't know. They can put Hunter in jail for his brother's death. Who cares at this point? And I don't mean to be cruel when people say, you know, somebody died. I intentionally say I don't give a F. Strictly because I feel like you guys tried to put a black boy in jail for something he didn't do, and then you want to ask for pity? I don't look like that.
They, you know, and he was far from, I mean, they kept him at a distance to where he couldn't possibly be anywhere near, you know, so it's like, why all of the evasion? I mean, why all this effort? And, you know, you're so diligent in doing that, but as far as, you know, making sure everything concerning Melo's looked into, you're not doing that. You know, you just skating over everything concerning Hunter, who did a whole world tour of a couple of interviews, and none of those interviews were taken into question. And it was probably, you know, motions of suppression. They probably suppressed it or something that caused him not to take the stand. I don't know what happened, but I'm confident of one thing, that God saw it, and he is going to come out. It's definitely going to come out what really happened that day.
I believe that. And his parents, did you know his parents were not notified what had happened? She said that, I believe she had something about her notification, but she didn't know where her son was.
Right. And she didn't know until after he was already booked, and he didn't even get a chance to call his mom, you know, and that's sad. And then they let him talk and didn't tell him, you don't, I mean, I know in Texas you don't have to Miranderize somebody, but they should have told him, look, you don't have to say anything, you know, everything, you know, you tell me, you know, you can wait. They just handled him wrong. The whole thing was just wrong.
Right.
It was
And
just wrong.
there is this law in Texas that I just learned, and I keep talking about it. It is the Texas multiple assailant doctrine.
Correct.
What means that if a group of people, you know, if they put their hands on you, try to jump you or whatever, you can use whatever force you deem
Yep.
reasonable to protect yourself. Now,
Yep.
we're going with this self-defense narrative that he was protecting himself, but what about protecting himself against multiple people? It was not just one person.
Correct.
It was one person.
Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, even if, let's say it was just one person, just Austin. Austin is huge. I saw Hunter come out of the courtroom, and he was like a giant. When he was doing the press, I said, look how big he is. And there were two of them.
Right.
I would broke too. You know, it's like, what did they expect? You know, it's
And if
crazy.
you think about it, chosen in favor, this was your twin. I mean, that's super close to being a twin.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even testify. These people are lying. You know why I feel like he didn't testify? I feel like if Hunter would have testified, he would have broke.
Oh,
You
yes.
understand? Because
Yes.
I hope that he has some type of love for his brother, but
Mm-hmm.
he would have been able to go on the stand and maintain that emotion simply because he know what he did was wrong.
Right.
Putting somebody in prison for something that they didn't do simply because, for one, y'all knew that y'all set out to do something that you wasn't supposed to do. Now you flipping around. But honestly, if that had have happened to Carmelo, they would have made up some story, and we would have never known what would have really happened.
It would have been he would have been a hero. You know, it's crazy because, you know, Hunter even said out of his own mouth, you know, he always, you know, even when he keep me out of trouble, he keep me in line. You know, you know, he's the hero. It's like he confessed it. So whatever was started, it was started right there with Hunter. You know, and it's just unfortunate. I'm sure, I'm certain, I'm confident that it's going to come out. Somebody's going to crack pretty soon.
Right, because it's coming. Another trial is coming.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And he will win his appeal, and everything that wasn't uncovered before is going to be uncovered this time around. And I think it won't be long. He'll be home soon as that appeal goes through.
Right. I'm just reading. Let me read one of these super chats. Freak Athlete 23. Nobody said anything about the kid that looked around before he grabbed something from the trash and ran off. I think we did. We did.
We did.
So we absolutely did. John 2025. Thank you for your membership. Somebody said Avis, they literally shown the knife on TV. Thank you for your super chat. Tamara Ellen, thank you for your super chat. And then, what is it? Illis 402. Hunter said, if it wasn't for one mistake.
Right. Who made that mistake, though?
Right.
It's always like, who initiated that issue?
One mistake. Yeah, because from what I gathered, it seemed that they were trying to take out Carmelo. That's what it looked like. And you know, the interesting thing, they said that they didn't know him. I think they did. I really believe they did, because I don't understand.
Him. If they didn't know him personally, they knew of him. You can't be in the same district and then have be a #1 star athlete. Nobody knows you. They knew of him. They knew that there he is. You know, may not have known him personally, but they knew of him for sure. I'm certain.
So after you watch the video, based on everything that had been put out in the media, because if you recall, they had a, what is that thing called? A gag order in which they couldn't really talk about anything. But
Mm-hmm.
I recall, although they could not talk about anything, there was still this perception being painted in the public about Carmelo through that
Right.
woman. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know exactly who she was. This Sarah lady was with that family. So they did so many things that they were not supposed to do. And it,
Mm-hmm.
when you look back at it, you can see that they were trying to prove and paint a point of he,
Yeah.
and it, if he did it and you guys got the video and the cameras or whatever, we'll see that. But they had a concerted effort to put him in prison, which I don't understand why, when you have the cameras, if you have all the proof. So now I
Mm-hmm.
understand that it was more so to put him in prison so that if somebody is in jail,
Either somebody, yeah, somebody's got to go down for it. So let's just put it on him, you know. It's easier just pin it on him, you know.
right.
But what I don't think they expected, they didn't expect him to have so much support. And even after the sentencing, they thought we were gonna just let it go in the wind, but no, we're gonna keep talking about it. We're gonna keep telling everybody the truth. We're gonna keep, keeping his name in the wind, and we're gonna continue to be boots on the ground until the truth come out. So,
And in all honesty, we have to, because this is how I look at it. I teach my kids to respect, you get good grades, you do this, you do that. So if
mhm,
I see a young adult that has already did some of the stuff, my sons don't got a 3.8. Now my daughter do, but not my son. So
mhm,
although, they're mannerable and all of that, if I see him being put in jail, first thing that come to my mind is I got a problem. I got a
right,
problem
right,
because it happened to one of us,
mm-hmm,
where the problem comes in. The real
yes,
problem. Because you're not
yes.
this got to be the last time. Like we can't, this is, and they treated him like he was some dusty criminal who had been in jail his whole life. And I was so angry.
He's a good kid. He's a good kid. I mean, he had like Scrabble stuff in his backpack. It's like he's a good kid. He's not even an aggressive kid. I mean, he had to do what he had to do, but he had to make a choice at that time. It wasn't intentional. He did not purpose that to happen. I mean, he's a star athlete. And one thing I know about us athlete moms, our children, we start them out early in life. That's the Saturday get basketball AAU games. We taking them to practice during the week. He went through all of his grade school, all of junior high, all of high school, perfecting his craft in his sports. And he was academically and scholastically and athletically blessed. So why would he throw that away? He goes, I'm gonna blow my life today. Yeah, I'm gonna go. And he was a senior getting ready to graduate. So why would they think that he would he lived the life that they probably wanted?
Oh, they did, because
You
they
know?
in court during the what is that, the impact statement or whatever, when the people get to go up there because they are the alleged victims. They
Mm-hmm.
instead of the drunk father, because the man looked like a drunk. That's just what he looked like to me. He needs to go to AA. Stop going on these people podcasts with this story. We sick of hearing it. So they say the father gets up there, and this is what he says: "You don't deserve what you have.
Yes. Baby. Wow. Yes.
You don't deserve
Wow.
the things that
Mm-hmm.
you
And that's
what."
why they made it hard for Drew to work. I mean, he had to move. I mean, they having to make him lose his job, for what? It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Just
It's
to
all
the,
intentional.
if you guys don't understand, or not, not understanding what chosen and favored is saying. Now, Carmelo's dad had a really good job. He was the sole provider. These crazy lunatics went up to this man's job. I mean, I guess if you keep going up to somebody's job, you can get them fired. But I can
Mhm.
understand and call the police and get this person arrested. But you know how that works. So he ended up getting fired from his job. I also learned, now I don't know how many times past the 8 times, but that they had to move 8 times.
They've definitely moved quite a bit. They've moved quite a bit. Not sure of the number, but I know because the address kept getting leaked. You know, it's like the children were afraid. I mean, the siblings were afraid. I mean, he was already at home on house arrest. I mean, what else would they want? They're delivering things to the home, acting like delivery drivers. You
was on
know,
social media. Yes, they were going to,
drones and stuff over the house. They've been through it.
and I believe, and this was somewhere too, that it was somebody working at the court that did it, because what you have to do is, because he was on like bail or house arrest or whatever, you
House arrest.
know what your address is. So I believe it was them that was leaking or providing his address. Because keep in mind that crazy lady Sarah was working with them and putting out, the lady is crazy. She's still now talking about the new attorneys. Do that lady have anything better to do than to put all this hate out in the world?
I mean, they got him. It's like, at what point do they stop? He's in prison. What else do you want? I mean, he's gonna come. He's getting ready to come home, but it's nonstop, nonstop wickedness.
Right. Somebody just in the chat, they were saying, I think the Anthony's had raised, I don't know, it was like $600 and something thousand. They're saying, oh, well, what they only spent this on attorney fees. First of all, you don't know what those people spend on attorney fees.
Right.
Whatever, sir, you have 3 GoFundMes. I mean, they're not GoFundMes. I think he has a 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐽 and a GoFundMe, but the father has begged for almost $700,000, in which he's still getting donations. That's by himself. The mama done got over 200,000. They say the got over 400,000. Now, who the grifters? Who are the real grifters? They were raising money for attorney fees, and not attorney fees, you done got him fired from his job. So when you ask what did they do with the money, probably pay their damn bills or whatever else they needed to pay, because you got fired because you are a jealous, hating type person.
It's crazy. Yeah, and I mean, it's nonstop. It's nonstop, and that's the thing. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that right after the trial was over, I think all of that money that was collected for the 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐽 did go to the attorneys.
Yep.
I think they did take that money was all allocated to them. The Anthony's they didn't get any of that. Because that's what this was for. The intention was for legal fees. So it wasn't like they were like getting all this money and we splurging. No.
Well, here's the deal. I know that they didn't get anything other than this. And I know this because people kept trying to get the fund taken down, That's how they are. Because I had started a fundraiser over here for him, and one day we raised $4,000. Do you know they got it took down? Now, I didn't even do any of those funds. I created my own website.
Wow.
Girl, they had that.
That's crazy.
That's why he got free legal. We don't have to raise funds. I had to tell everybody, go dispute it through your bank, because they shut down, and then they shut down. Or I'm sorry, they put a hold on the Stripe account, which I said you could just close the Stripe account, because never use Stripe again. Like, I'm never using it again, because I had that account for years. But when these racists call their friends or whoever they know, they start playing games with the account. So essentially what they did is they said, well, we have to keep the money for 3 months. Like, why would you need to keep it? They say, oh, because we want to keep it in case somebody disputes. What? That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So I just told people, listen, just dispute it. But yeah, they did so much nasty things, and that's why I knew it's not guilty of this.
Yeah, and then it's really sad, but the thing is, the reason why we can't keep quiet is because that could have been either one of our children, either one of our nieces, our nephews, our neighbor, anybody we care about. That could have been any of our children that we care about. And if we don't take a stand and say, no, enough is enough, it's going to keep going. And the way that was done, so blatant, it was like it was a statement made, and it tried to set a precedent. Right. But this one right here is not going to stick, because we're not going to go for it, which is why we're going to continue to be boots on the ground, and we're going to continue to do what we have to do. We're going to keep on teaching our kids. You make it home.
Right.
You make it home.
What do you feel about this trash judge, Judge Roach, who not only said, "Oh, I'm going to do court on Saturday because we want to wrap this thing up." Also pressured the jury by telling the jury if they did not give a verdict that day that they were going to go in a hotel, they were not going to have any TV, they were not going to have any phone. Why would you say that to them?
Right, the scare tactic. Like, I'm gonna punish you if you don't hurry up. I'm gonna punish you. That was once again violation of his rights to do justice. Because if they can't deliberate the way they need to deliberate, and you're rushing them and telling the jury that I'm going to punish you if you take too long, you need to hurry and decide. That was like a whole violation of Melo's rights all over again. Right. And as far as, I think, he's already retired, so I'm sure his pension could be in question.
Right.
Because if you don't, he didn't handle it properly. It wasn't done right.
Even, get into this. People that, even if they're found guilty, I have never in my life heard a judge say, "Okay, we're going right into sentencing." First of all, sentencing, people can bring in folks to say good things about them. That was taken away from him, because how does he, I think they were from Louisiana, right? How do he get from Louisiana to come to court that day within a matter of hours? That didn't make sense. Not only did they rush the sentencing, which was done that day, once they, gave him his sentence, within days they had sent him off to prison. And then ultimately tried to send him to the prison that his brother worked at.
Correct. Yeah. And then, because as soon as we heard, they were like, okay, we found out where he's going, research. They said, boots was on the ground again. People calling, escalating it, because that wasn't going to happen, because there was a hit out on Melo. Soon as he hit, there was like TikTok videos and everything saying, the Aryan brothers waiting on him and things like that, allegedly. And as soon as he gets here, it's going to be taken care of. So, well, yeah, he got diverted from there. And I'm grateful that we have been involved the way that we have, because if we hadn't been, we would never have known that they had family waiting for Melo at that prison.
But that ain't nobody but God. That's why I say,
absolutely,
find somebody else to play with. Listen, your brother trying to commit evil, and you keep going. You may not be around here too much longer. I would not if I were you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would not. I don't want to get churchy, but the Bible do say, what is that?
Not my anointing. Not my anointing. Do my prophets no harm. Absolutely. That's exactly what it says, and this, a matter of fact, this shirt it says giants do fall, and it says justice for Carmelo in bullion on it as well. And because I thought about David and Goliath when I thought about this situation with Melo, because he was fighting two giants. What did they expect him to do? He had to come. God helped him to get out the way that he did, and in the end, someone lost their life. And it wasn't intentional, but giants do fall. Giants do fall, and that's what happens.
And I don't believe that. So I just had this, what do I want to call it? Premonition or whatever, that nothing is going to happen to him. He's going to be protected.
Absolutely.
And it's because I was reading somewhere and somebody was like, they got him. Ain't nobody messing with people like, and I was like, that is so, because
exactly.
I felt in my spirit. He didn't wrong. It's not like he's some criminal out here committing crimes. You know what I mean? And he's not even supposed to be there.
No, he's not. He's chosen. Carmelo's chosen, and you're right. He is protected. He'll be fine, and he's going to go through this test and come on out, and he's going to be an amazing attorney, because he had those 20 scholarships he could have had, and we're going to make sure that he keeps going. So we're going to push him.
Right. Some Tamara Allen says Sarah is wicked. The level of hate she has is insane. She is that YT woman back in the day that had all Black people lynched for life. He says, listen, I didn't even know who the lady was. People just kept saying. So I said, I gotta find out who this lady is, because like all of these people, don't even know each other. They literally cannot be making this up. And when I said, oh yeah, this lady has a serious.
Yes, it's. I'm just the level of wickedness. I mean, I have never seen. I never thought people would go through such measures.
Right.
But yeah, it's happening in real time. It's happening in real time, but it's okay though, because God is with us and we got wisdom on deck. We got a lot of people that's looking up, researching.
Right.
We're doing everything we need to do to find out as much information as possible with who's ever dealing with him. However we can support him, that's what we're going to do. So he's not in this alone.
He's not. And I feel so much better because listen, I was like, where is the attorneys at? What when I found out that he had, I mean, listen, they try to shut people accounts down for one attorney.
Mhm.
One attorney. He didn't get two attorneys. He didn't get three. He got 3 plus 3. 3 lead attorneys, then 3 co-counsel.
Mhm.
You got the head attorney, your middle one, and then but I'm just like, it just don't get no better than this. So you see how
Right.
negative things against people,
Mhm.
this don't work. Like just
Yeah. And you know what? The same level of effort and diligence that was taken to make him look bad, that's what when the attorneys lay everything out, they're gonna have to eat everything they said about him, all of the lies that was dispersed around, they're gonna be exposed, every last one of them. The same way, like the Bible says, I prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. Well, his table is set. And right now, the enemy's got to be present because they got to see his deliverance. That what they tried to put him through, God's going to deliver him from it, and they're going to be there to see it. And somebody's going to be held accountable.
right. And it's crazy father that keeps going around saying his parents never apologized. First of all, even if he did do it, his parents owe you nothing.
Correct.
Let's say if he did do it, his parents
Mhm.
owe you nothing, bro. What are you
Right.
talking about?
Mhm. Mhm.
You're saying his parents owe you an apology. What do you owe them? Coming to their
Exactly.
getting him fired from his job, coming to their house. Are you some kind of loser, sicko? Like, this doesn't make any sense. This
Mhm.
guy is literally going on each and every platform like he has some personal relationship with the parents, which is really weird. And this is how you know, though, that us Black people are really by ourselves.
Mhm.
Nobody other than another Black person have addressed that racist mess that he continues to do.
Right. Right.
Has said anything about it.
Mhm. Yep. The
He's
things
not.
he said is horrible. What he called Carmelo watermelon felon. You don't say things like that about somebody, and then talking about his parents and
Right.
Drew. They've never said anything,
Right.
about them. So he
Well,
just continuing to do what he do.
he's talked about them. He's talked about obviously Carmelo, but also talking about Black folks as if we're looking for handouts. I'm just like, this man is literally saying, "Don't make it about race." What? What are you doing right now?
It's been about race. Yeah,
It's
it's been about race.
if he wasn't Black, this wouldn't have happened. If he was a
Mhm.
white boy, this wouldn't have happened.
Mm-mm. Wouldn't even be a discussion. Wouldn't even be here today. Had it been the other way around. But I'm grateful that it's that the team that I believe that the team that he has, they're gonna when I say they're gonna uncover everything that was not uncovered because there were so many rocks that were left unturned, during this trial and during the whole situation of even isolating, Drew and Kayla to where they had resources, but they didn't reach out to them because they were told not to. It's just
Right.
I know they're gonna redeem it. They're gonna redeem everything that was lost.
Right. Yes, and I what I told people about that, I said a person who has never been through the legal system, they don't really know. They're really going to go off of what their attorneys, told them because they don't know that possibly what your attorney is telling you to do is not really the best.
Right.
So I don't think they understand
Right.
that. And until
Mhm.
experience with a lawyer messing you over, you probably wouldn't know that because why would you think that you're paying somebody and then they just gonna let you go?
Yes.
Who do that? And
And
I said that. I said, I really believe the parents know, but for some reason, I feel like they were told not to say
not
so.
to. Yep, I agree. I agree. And I think that they isolated them on purpose,
Yeah,
and made them say, didn't ask questions. That's probably why Melo didn't hit the stand, because he probably told them, I think they've done everything, but this whole time your hand is in the cookie jar with the
right,
other people. So of course, if Melo would have gotten on the stand and have told, no, I was scared for my life, had I fallen, he has, seizures and stuff, that could have took him out if he, could have been fatal for him.
right. And see, what I also learned is when you are claiming self-defense, you have to take the stand. And I didn't know that. They said, because think about it. If you're claiming that, for instance, with these boys were bigger or whatever the defense was or whatever he was saying, how do you get that across to the jury unless you get up there and say it? And I was like, "Ooh, I never
Right.
did that." So
Mhm.
knowing that, I was like, this lawyer knew it the entire time. But what
Yeah.
I would tell people is he didn't have to take the stand. He don't have to take the stand, but every lawyer have stated you cannot claim self-defense without taking a stand because
Right.
to get up there. And so how do you get up there and cry and do what you do to make the jury feel like they should be sympathetic after you done killed somebody? You gotta be able
Exactly. You got to
to
paint the picture. Yeah, you got to paint the picture. Say, I was scared for my life. They ran up on me. I didn't know what to do. I have epilepsy. I thought about hitting my head. He could.
right.
There's so many angles. But again, they were probably told to be quiet and hush and trust the process. And it turned out that it was all a part of their plan.
That's
And
the plan. Yes, I agree. Perfect blackness, SR. Have we gotten our feel of integration listen to this of integrating yet? All we're doing is sacrificing our children, all for better.
mm,
And but here's the deal. Is it for better schools though? Because I guess you can have a, better school academically, but with all the stuff that you're gonna get mentally, I don't know if it's a better choice. And that's what I tell people. I said,
right.
after learning this, you should want diversity for your children, but diversity does not mean you putting your kids somewhere where everybody is white. That's
Right. Don't isolate them like that. That's like, to me, it's like if you go on a new job, you're the new person there. You're the only one. That's stressful.
it
So
is
imagine having to go through that every day because you're the only Black child in the white school.
right. Tracy I2W. Watch Kirby Watermelon Felon episode. This is exactly what the Metcalfs are doing to Carmelo Anthony. Listen,
Mm.
so Watermelon Felon, I learned that is actually associated with somebody that was set up. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
That's what they're saying in the chat.
Wow.
It's
Really?
yeah. So
So,
I said, y'all know what? When he said watermelon felon, I know he was being racist, but the watermelon felon is attributed to, it's actually, I don't remember the show.
mm,
If you know the name of the show, put it in the chat, but I think it's a cartoon, but it
wow.
is associated with somebody being set up for something that they didn't do. Did you know that?
So in so many words, the truth is always hidden in a lie.
Like,
A lie don't care who tell it.
I put it in my community. Somebody sent it to me and I looked it up and I tried to watch it, but I just have a problem watching cartoons, but it is a real show. So when he said that, we were thinking, I mean, even
Mhm.
but watermelon felon is associated with a real situation where they set somebody, well, they framed somebody.
Right. Huh. Imagine that.
Yep.
Imagine that. Amazing. Wow, that's crazy.
Shanley 6724. This is highly spiritual on the back of Carmelo hoodie. It said fear of
God. Yes, it did. That's
all witness the hand of the most high God, every knee shall bow. He sure
yep.
did have on his, he sure did, didn't he?
He did have that essentials fear of God shirt. That's why I'm like, he's gonna be all right. That's why I'm like, with David and Goliath, even like Joseph when he was thrown in prison and ended up being favored at the end, and everybody relied on him because he had all the resources. So it seemed like it's gonna turn out bad, but it'll turn out God has him.
He will. Now, if you guys are just coming in, make sure you guys are liking the video. If you have a question that you want me to read, go ahead and send a super chat because there's a lot of questions in here. So if you really want me to read it, make sure you highlight it with a super chat. All right.
Yeah, it's definitely. Thank you for doing this and opening up the platform for us to come and tell our experience about the real video.
Right.
And we're going to keep on telling it until they release the real video so that everybody can see it, so that you guys can see it one day.
Right. Right. So what is your, do you have your YouTube channel? Because I know we kind of talked about that as well. Do you have it yet or you haven't created it?
I have it, and let me open it. It's Vessels of Honor with 𝐶𝐿. Let's see. Look for you. And I started it, but you know, I've been playing around, and then life happened. Life be life, and sometimes, and I didn't really continue in it. But I'm gonna go ahead and restart it.
Okay.
It's Vessels of Honor with 𝐶𝐿.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Vessels of Honor with 𝐶𝐿.
𝐶𝐿.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start making content and pushing it out.
Right.
And get that going.
Right.
Inspiration is here.
All right. Thank you so much, like I said, for coming over. I really appreciate you. I just want to keep the conversation going because here's the deal. Like, this is what the people want to talk about. I do too, but you know, I don't have to do as many videos, but listen, I have enough content for the next 8 months. You know, so we're gonna keep it going. And honestly, this actually, you know, prior to this, I would talk about some issues, but I was stuck in this reality TV algorithm. And it's because I said, you know what, I'm sick of this dang on reality. You know, so I said I'll talk about it sometimes, but I feel like this is a lot more purposeful than talking about stuff that I'm like, it's not really real. You know what I mean? So it was a good little switch for me. Definitely.
Yep, and it's needed. It's a needed conversation that needs to be had and continued so that we can keep our boys and our children free and alive. That's the goal.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for stopping by. You're always welcome to come on back.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, what are y'all saying in the chat? So I put her TikTok in there in the chat. Now, as you guys heard, she has a YouTube channel, but she's working on it. But she is over there on TikTok. So you guys go on over there and follow her over there on TikTok. I did put her handle in the chat. Now, if you guys are new here, if you just joined, or even if you have not, make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button if you have not liked the video. And as I'm on this video, y'all are still sending me messages here. Y'all are still sending me messages on my email. Now, somebody in the chat said that they sent me. I do have a lot of emails that you guys have sent me. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you, John 2025. Oops. You were the perfect host to talk about this. I really appreciate it because listen, I'm gonna be honest, I've been a little emotional, but listen, I feel so much better now. You know, he has his legal team. So I feel so hopeful. Why the hell did I just say hopeless? I feel so hopeful. And unfortunately, like I said, he went through this, but we're ready to kick ASS now. We ready to kick and take names later. We'll take their names later. I'm broke right now, sister. I got you when I get paid. Don't say you broke. You just, your blessing ain't there yet. Don't claim no broke. I'm about to take that off the screen. Don't say that. I'm about to take that down. You ain't broke. Let me tell y'all something about me. I never use those words. Even when I was broke, I never said it. Don't say that. Just say, use another word. Don't say broke. You ain't broke. Thank you so much, Nancy King 3670. I appreciate your super chat. Now, another thing, let me just tell y'all this too, because let's just talk about it. I love the $15, but let me just be honest with y'all. Y'all know I only get like $7.50, right? Because YouTube takes $7.50. So listen, if you want a super chat, I'm not going to tell you how to, whatever you do, because I super chat too. But if you got Cash App, that's actually better because then I get the whole 15. Y'all know YouTube take half. Okay, we still, doing a little bit of slave work over here on YouTube because they certainly take half of our money. So let me just go ahead and put that Cash App in there because at least with the Cash App, I get to keep it all. But again, listen, if you got a credit card and that's what you have, that's fine because I do as well. I use my card. I done told y'all I love points. I like to rack up points. So I do use my card. But at any rate, I do appreciate you. Even if you don't have anything, you are supporting the channel by watching me right now. You can also support the channel by hitting a thumbs up. So if you like the video, you supported the channel. Just so you know. That's support. I remember at one time in my life, I used to really donate to my church. Like I literally would really donate. Like, let's say if I made 125,000, I would donate throughout the year. But then at the end, let's say I get my little statement from church and it'd be like, oh, you paid 4,500. And I would be like, okay, I made this amount. Okay, I owe the church 4,500 and I would pay it. I stopped doing that because I realized that I was so invested in the church and giving them money that when I fell on hard times, I couldn't get shit from the church. So what I started to do is donating my time. So you liking the video, you watching the video, you being subscribed to the channel, that is a donation. Everybody don't have money all the time. So I do appreciate that. I appreciate you watching the video. I appreciate you liking the video. I appreciate you whatever y'all saying in the chat, it is all appreciated. I do. I appreciate it. No, somebody said not broke in the midst. No, we don't use that word over here. No broke. Nobody is broke. You might be in between blessings, but you ain't broke, okay? Yeah, broke is a mindset. Not broke in the midst. No, broke is a mindset. So we ain't broke. We might be, a little bit away from a blessing, but we ain't broke. Them type of words run me away. Don't say that. Yeah, don't use those words. So what did y'all think about that interview? Do y'all notice though that everything is pretty consistent? Thank you for the Cash App, Craig K. Thank you for the $10. I appreciate it. I'm glad I had the phone right here too, by the way, because sometimes I don't have it. But what are y'all thinking about everybody that's saying that they saw this video? Do y'all notice that their stories are very similar? Those people went to see the video because they really wanted to know what happened. Okay. They all say, she asked where we want to watch it from. You want to watch it from the 11-minute or I don't know, did they say 5 minutes? I'm not sure, but they were all consistent in that. Now, if you recall, my last guest stated that she actually saw the video after the person had went in there and recorded it. Okay. So when she went, the popos was there. So she kind of had a different experience. Oh, we only got 939 likes. I know we don't. All right, y'all, we about to take a break. Can y'all like the video? Let's like the video. We about to take a little break. Y'all go ahead and like the video. I'll be right back. Hit the likes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening. Go on. Yes, I'm typing it all down.
Kia, clear, spilling tea, no fear.
I'm back. Y'all gotta like the video. We just had this conversation. When you like the video, what it does is it helps the video go throughout YouTube's algorithm. It's free. Just like the damn video. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Once you like the video, can you put a 1 in the chat, please? I appreciate it. Well, we got 60 likes, but we needed like a few hundred likes. Peoples, can y'all go ahead and like the video? Make sure everybody vote in the midterms. Don't let ICE scare you away. We definitely got to stand on business. And I'm glad that you said that, because another thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pulling some people that's down in that area to come on my platform and talk about it. I'm not just saying that, you guys just vote in Texas. Obviously, vote wherever you live. But for the people in Texas, y'all got to get out there and vote for sure, because y'all got to get them folks up out of there. They have 3 seats that's coming available, which if you stand with Carmelo, get your tail out there and register and vote and get those people out of there so that they can get some better people in there. You know how this works. A lot of these things depend on who's in office. We got this crazy administration in office and everything is just going crazy. Folks can't get their food stamps. People finna get kicked off their rent assistance. All of these programs. But the crazy part about it is, they set their ass up here and voted for this food, and they finna be homeless and hungry. And it's gonna be the white folks, because they the number one folks on public assistance. Because one thing us Black people gonna do is we gonna make a way out of no way. So I don't know what they was thinking when they voted for that man. I don't know what they were thinking. What's her email? Whose email? Yeah, we gonna make a way out of no way. Telling you. So did y'all like the video? How many likes we got? Like the video. Like the video. Somebody said, I donate my money to my family and friends. Well, you can like this video, and that's how you donate on this channel. You like the video. Like the video. I do think it's odd how it took 8 days from jury selection to conviction. Conviction and all for Carmelo. When I was called for jury for a similar charge, I was told it would take 3 whole weeks to decide. Well, originally the idiot said that it was going to be 2 weeks. Also, if y'all recall, Carmelo Anthony's attorney just rested. He hadn't even called all of his people. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a whole mess. Okay, y'all, we got to get y'all to like the video, because if y'all like the video, I'm about to end it, because listen, I'm just asking for you to like the video. Y'all go ahead and like the video. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening. Go on. Yes, I'm typing it all down.
Kia, clear, spilling tea, no fear, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. I don't lies right here. Spilling tea, no fear. I'm still here. Da 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 da. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah.
All right, guys. So I don't know. Somebody just put in the chat, Like I said, I don't really use Cash App. People were like, well, get the Cash App because, okay, so I got the Cash App. Now, Mo Money 0909, it do be saying it's a scam. I don't know why I say that. I really don't. I guess I should probably reach out to him, but it works. I don't know why it says that. I think somebody said somebody reported it. I don't know, but it works. I have no idea why it says that. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't even use Cash App, but people were like, get Cash App. So what I ended up doing though is I have two because I had my original one, and my original one was Pinnacle Employment. So that one, they said it's a scam. So I said, let me just create another one. So I created the one that's the money sign at Lakeysha Keysha. But both of them work because sometimes people send it to the old one. They both work. So I don't know why I say that. I don't know. People be reporting stuff, child. I have no idea. Nancy King, I did get your Cash App. I sure did. It came to my phone. It sure did. I did get it. Thank you so much. Actually, so somebody said Cash App is trying to block your money. I don't know why it says that because I have never had any problems with it. It may have told me to verify my identity before, and I did. So I was thinking maybe I need to reach out to them. I don't know why it say that. I really don't know why it says that. I don't know, but I've been getting everything that people been sending me. But they did send me that that thing that said it's a scam. I don't know why it say that. I don't know. I mean, I wish I could tell y'all. Like I said, I didn't use Cash App. People were telling me get a Cash App. So, but yeah, maybe I'll do that today. I'll probably send them a message and be like, why y'all say this is a scam? What y'all talking about? But yeah, it do say that. I have no idea why. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, please check my email. Okay. Y'all, my email is scary. I mean, it really is. I got a lot of stuff in there. All right. Okay, so if you are one, okay, I just got an email. Let me say this again. If you donated, remember I was doing the donation and I created the website. You need to, okay, so that trend, whatever you donated, 50, whatever you donated. Actually, I just did mine today. You have to call whatever credit card you used and you have to dispute the charge. Now, for me, I had to call today and dispute mine as well. The money is still in there, but they like, oh, well, we got to keep it in here for 60, 90 days or whatever. And I'm just like, this is crazy. So you literally just gonna call and dispute it and let them know that you were trying to donate money for a cause and that they froze the account and didn't give the money to the person and you just want to dispute it. That's what I said. So when I called today, I told them I set up a fundraiser. I went through Stripe. I said, created the website. So I took my card and donated. And I told them they literally have the money in the account sitting there and saying, oh, well, we're just going to hold the money in here because we have to make sure that people don't dispute it. And I'm just like, this is stupid. Like, what does that even mean? So basically just dispute the charge and just let them know that the money that you paid, it was for a donation, but Stripe ended up freezing the account and did not pretty much give the funds over. I literally went in there and refunded it. You can also tell them that the payment was refunded. So typically what they do is when you dispute something, they'll reach out to the person, which really is me, and I'm not going to do nothing. So they just going to refund you your money. So that's typically how it works. But yeah, unfortunately, they just locked the account. I mean, I can really show y'all. They locked it. I literally went in there and refunded. It said refund, refund, refund. So I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. Yeah, I would never use Stripe again. I honestly didn't even know that they could do stuff like that. Yeah, these folks is crazy. That's what I'm saying, playing with somebody's money. So you would dispute it. I'll respond. Well, Pamela, you here, so you heard me. But yeah, go and dispute that transaction. Like I said, I did mine today because ain't nobody finna get none of my little money. Yeah, you just dispute it. Just dispute it. And if you got any questions, let me know. So typically, you when you pay that amount, it's tied to my Stripe account. But I'm gonna show y'all. Let me see. As long as let me show y'all. Because I can show you. It's literally still in there. But just dispute it. It's just crazy that you gotta go through that. But they so full of S. As long as I've had that Stripe account, I have never had any problems. This is how systemic racism happens. Wait a minute, y'all. Let me. Because I was just going to leave everything in there. But yeah, I don't know what they told the people. But they be in my chat because some idiot, I blocked them. Someone said, oh, you didn't have it set up right. What the hell you mean I didn't have it set up right? It's a Stripe account. It was fine. I've used that account plenty of times. Never had a problem with it. Let me see something. See if I can get back in there. Oh, here we go. All right, let me show if I can tell y'all. So let me show y'all something, right? I'm about to see. Okay, if I share this, I'm about to share y'all. See, here is it still up in here. They just got it sitting up in here like idiots. You see, it's still in there. See, it says balance. It's just sitting there. It's just sitting there. So if I look here, you see it shows that it's still there. So if I go to payout, well, not click that, but if I hit payout, you see that it's just still sitting there. So it's just sitting there. Like I said, I ain't never had this experience. That was these old racist white folks because they lied for the prosecution. You said, no, it's not about that. They called them and told them some lies. I don't even know what they told them. So they initially reached out to me and told me to verify my identity. Okay, I'll verify my identity. So I did that, which keep in mind, I've used this account before. I've sold courses and different things. I went through this same account. So they said, verify your identity. I verified your identity. After they told me to verify my identity, I did it. Then they sent me some stupid message. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see here. It was just, I knew that, you know, it's something that these fools did. But it was something like, let me see if I can find it. Let me see how I can find it. So they told me to verify my identity. Oh, I know what it was. They asked me about the structure of my business. And I'm like, this was simply a fundraiser. I said, this really don't have anything to do with any business that I'm doing. I'm literally setting this up because what I was doing with this is I set it up and I did not. So there's, you can ask for them to release the money to you, or you can have it to hold. So the way that I had it set up is I had them to just hold it because I said, listen, I'm going to set up like a separate account because I didn't want it to go through like my account because that's just going to be too much. So I set it to hold, but they told me to verify my identity. I did that. Then they sent some damn message talking about provide the structure of my business. I'm like, this is simply a fundraiser. I have used this account before and sold courses. Y'all never asked me to provide the structure of my business. I don't have to have a business. I literally can use my name in my social and have a Stripe account. I did this before. So like I said, it's something that these folks did when they called and got the account. So wait, here's some stuff. Okay, what does it say right here? So yeah, it was just, so I don't know what to tell you. You just got to dispute it because it's still in here, but I mean, I can't get it. And I also went in here and I noticed too, let me show you, because I literally went in here and did a refund on everybody. Now, when I go back in here, it's still sitting in here. It doesn't even show that the refund even went through, because if I look, and Priscilla, you were one of the first people actually. Well, no, I mean, you did it on the first day though, but if I go in here, So this is another thing that I can show y'all. If I look at the account, like right here, let me show you this. So you see how it says payouts, no payout. It's still in there. So it's just sitting there. It's just sitting there. So whatever these, crazy folks told them, they literally said, oh, it has to sit. We can't risk it. It's a high risk. What's a high risk? The website simply said if you want to donate, there's nothing to risk. Like a person can't dispute it and say, oh, well, I didn't mean to do a donation. No, but when you do your dispute, all you have to tell them is this was meant for a donation, but the Stripe account pretty much blocked it and never released it to the person that it was supposed to go to. So just tell them you want to dispute it. That's all you have to do. I did the same thing today. So just dispute it, because what they essentially said is typically with a credit card dispute, I believe you have 3 months to dispute it. So they're like, oh, we'll just hold it for 3 months. No. And in all honesty, I would have ended up stopping it anyway, now that they have their own lawyer. So just dispute it. Once you dispute it, you should see it back in your account. Like I disputed mine today and they told me it may even be back in my account already, but they told me it could take about 7 days. But dispute it right away, because you don't want, time to move on. I think you only have 3 months to dispute a credit card transaction. But yeah, they did something to the account. I'm never using Stripe again, ever. Exactly. How is a charity a high risk? Exactly. That's what I said. I said a charity, when it clearly states this is a donation website, there was nothing being sold. There was no risk. That was just them folks using them folks to do stuff. So there was no risk. Yeah, there was no risk. So what y'all have to understand, these racist people, unlike us, see, we don't do stuff like this. Black people typically like to do what's right. I don't give a damn what nobody say. What the racists do, though, they go and get their friends that work in these organizations and they do all type of stuff. That's what it was, because there is no risk on a donation, because a person is not going to donate if they don't want to donate. So there is no risk. But they were like, oh, it's a risk because people can dispute it. People can dispute. But typically, if you dispute, they ask, what was it for? And you tell them. If you dispute it, let's say if you dispute it, it typically will come back to me, or they'll just refund you your money. But if it's a donation website and you did a donation, the person is going to be like, here's the website. They knew that they were donating. So it was just them playing games. That's pretty much what it was. They literally took the website offline. So these folks got people everywhere. That was enough for me. And I said I would never mess with GoDaddy again. GoDaddy couldn't get my business if they was giving shit away for free. I don't want it. I don't like stuff like that. When you show me you're racist, I don't mess with you. But yes, Priscilla, you're going to have to contact your, you know what? I'm going to send you an email. I will send you an email, because essentially it is tied to my business. So technically, when you dispute it, they will either reach out to me or they're just going to refund you your money. But at the end of the day, you should get your money back. No, you will get your money back. So you definitely will get your money back. Yes, that place, I would never do business with them. And listen, I've had my Stripe. What is this? What does they call it? Is it Strike or whatever? I don't forgot the name of it, but I've had this account for years. They don't have to worry about it. Once they get everybody money out of here, I'm clearly gonna go in there and close it. I don't want to have nothing to do with them. Like literally nothing. I've had this account for years. I don't even use this account all the time. I can log in anytime and it's still there. Everything is set up and it works fine. So now all of a sudden they call people and they mess with the account. I don't want an account with them anymore. Or GoDaddy. GoDaddy took the whole website offline. Then here's the deal though. After they took the website offline, I called them. They were able to get it back online. But then I was like, listen, I want to speak to a manager. There was nobody available. So they were like, okay, we'll give you the manager's email. Do y'all know I emailed the manager? They never replied or nothing. So I told him, I cussed him out, okay, because I tried to be professional, but then I realized I was dealing with a bunch of humpies, okay. So after I realized that, then I just cussed them the F out. So I did do that because at that point I was like, oh, okay. So they know what they're doing. I said, now that I realized though, as long as I've been dealing with GoDaddy, y'all know one thing I never had when I called there? A black person. I have never talked to a black person on the phone. I mean, I don't know if they're black by talking to them on the phone, but typically you can kind of pinpoint when you're talking to a brother or a sister. But yeah, GoDaddy is full of shit, and so is them strike folks. They are full of it. So make sure y'all just dispute it. They may send me something, or they may just refund it. All you have to tell them is you were attempting to do a donation, but the payment processor, I'll put it in the community chat. The payment processing company, they froze the account. Like the person didn't get the donation. That's it. And they're gonna dispute it. Put your money back on your card. But do y'all see the amount of things that people go through to oppress Black folks? Do y'all see that? It's a whole system that's set up. It's a whole system. Look how they just did a kid. I don't care if Carmelo is 19, 20. I think he's 19. He is still a kid. Look how they treated him. Look how they treated him. Now, if they'll treat a 19-year-old like that, they don't give a F-U-C-K about us. It's real out here. Mo Money says, what's your email? Okay, I'm about to put it in the chat. I think this weekend, y'all, I'm going to come up with another email because, I just need a separate email for all this Carmelo Anthony stuff. So I think I am. Carmelo Anthony tips. Because what if their attorney wants the stuff? Then I could just forward it all to the attorney. So I think that's what I'm going to do. This weekend, I'm going to set up another email. It's going to be maybe Carmelo Anthony. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Carmelo Anthony tips or something like that. All right. Mo Money. I did put it in the chat. Oh, you said you're going to write him a letter. So this is what I need to do. Remember, I told y'all I have was going to go out and get all those cards. I don't know what I was thinking, right? So I really thought I was going to go in there and buy 30 cards. Then I thought about it. Girl, you're going to have to come back here again and buy more cards, and they're going to be the same cards. So I ended up getting about 6 cards, and I said I'm going to mail them off this week. So yeah, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the cards, and I'm also going to send a letter. But I did not get 30 cards simply because that's probably all they had was 30 cards. And I said, well, wait a minute. If I get these cards, then if I come back and get more, and y'all know what I got to do? I got to take pictures of the cards because when I go back and get more, I don't want to send the same ones. Yes, it's systematic racism. It's set up. Yes, YouTube do have a DM now. Did y'all see that new feature? Yes, YouTube has a DM now. Yes, they do. But yeah, it's systematic racism. That's what it is. It's meant to oppress you and keep you. Wait a minute, y'all. Y'all got me looking up words now because I don't forgot. Yeah, I was right. Systematic racism it's a system. Like, for instance, if we look at the situation with Carmelo Anthony, it was the police, it was the school, it was the court. So it's institutional and structural racism. Yeah. I mean, that's what it was. I don't care what nobody say. If Carmelo would have been any other color, we would not be having this conversation. Yes, she did. Bless. Okay, y'all. Okay, let me check this video. I do have the video that Bless the Chosen sent me. I'm telling y'all, I got so much stuff. Okay, she did send me this. It's a few. Okay, y'all want me to bring this up? Okay, y'all want, okay, give me a second. Give me a second. I guess y'all want to. All right. All right. You want me to show this video?
Y'all get in the building. Y'all get in the building. I am the chosen one. Now check it out. This is gonna be a short video, but I'm finna show y'all one more time. These are the two boys. They want y'all to think Austin is here. Austin is not there. Austin is here. These are the two boys that's gonna jump Carmelo. Melo is here. Hunter is over here. That's why Hunter didn't see the stab, because the stab happened over here. That's why Hunter say he never seen it. Okay, they gonna push Melo this way, then they gonna try to pull him back. One of their arms slipped and hit Austin. You're gonna see Austin's body moves. Then Austin gonna step up here. He gonna turn around. You're gonna see his arm. He gonna turn around and he gonna fall. The stab came from right here. Now I'm gonna go on to play it. They want y'all to think that's Metcalf. It's not, y'all. They go to push, the stab. Now Austin finna walk up. Okay, he finna turn around now, and he gonna fall. Did y'all just see that right there?
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't see it. I did not see it. Listen, I got glasses on, and even with these jokers, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, that ain't that clear. Okay, let me look at some other stuff that he said, because I ain't finna lie. I can't see that. Can y'all can y'all see that? I'm not gonna lie. I cannot see what you said. I can't see this video now. Let me see if I can see the other ones. Yeah, I can't see that. I'm not even gonna sit up here and lie. I can't. I can't see that. So somebody did tell me that I can go to I think they said chat GBT and blow some images up, but I ain't trying to be funny now. I can't see that. Oh, he has a clearer video. Okay. Let's go to his channel then. Let's go over to his channel, because I saw. Let's see something here. Let me see if I can go to his channel. Let's see. All right, let me try something else, y'all. All right, let me see something. I don't know if we're gonna be able to see these. These is kind of dark. I don't think we're gonna be able to see these, y'all. They kind of dark. But I do have a bunch of stuff that people have sent me. I just haven't had time, y'all, to actually go through it. So that was another reason too why I wanted to jump on here and get this over with, because now I got the rest of the day to go through a lot of the stuff that I've been sent. Man, I got a lot of stuff in there. A lot of stuff. Okay. Okay, somebody. Okay, I got that. But I do have a lot of stuff. I am so sorry. I can't make out his video. I can't make that out. But I did get a bunch of videos from, man, a bunch of people. Let's see. Yeah, y'all, I got a lot of emails. Y'all, let's watch this one. Oh, no, we ain't watching this shit. This was a good one. All right, this is a good one. I know it's a lot of people. I'm not going to say a lot of people. There are a few people that's out here with this negative content on Karmelo. I don't watch that. I don't watch it. I don't care what they have to say. So I don't even watch it.
Anthony trial was a tragedy all around, and I do believe that he will get a retrial. I'm a criminal defense and accident attorney in California, and I have some questions and want to go over some issues that I saw. Now, the trial was not televised, so we have to rely on court reporters who were in the courtroom reporting on the witness testimony and the evidence that was presented. I had heard some attorneys talk about how they prosecuted in a different county than where it happened. Anytime there is a crime, it has to be prosecuted in the county that it occurred. That's who has jurisdiction. But the fact that not only the Metcalfs or the deceased's father, the prosecutor, and the judge were friends and would vacation together, would holiday together.
Y'all hear that? So y'all hear what she just said. So the people ain't lying when they say this judge and this Metcalf man is tied together, okay? This is for real, okay? This is why, too, they saying that this judge is suddenly wanting to retire. Because, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he was going to retire anyway. But this man, do y'all see this blatant racism? Blatant racism. They ain't even hiding it no more. Who in the hell put the pictures of the judge on their damn Instagram page? Who does that? A white tee does that. We wouldn't do nothing like that.
That is a complete appealable issue just by itself. So he has a good shot there if all laws are followed in the appellate court. And the sad thing in this case is that he was 17 when this happened. So California has already changed its laws where district attorneys are not allowed to just unilaterally decide to try somebody as an adult. They cannot do that now. In California, the law changed a few years ago because of all this research that showed that your prefrontal cortex doesn't even develop till at least 25 years old. So the law's changed in California where if a district attorney wants to prosecute somebody as an adult, if the incident happened when they were a minor, then they have to have a whole hearing and fight and go through a judge to have that granted. That's not the case in Texas, so they still get to decide to just try somebody as an adult if they're a minor. Now, it seems undisputed. I researched witness testimony from both the prosecution and the defense that stated that Carmelo was seated under a different team's tent because he knew a kid who was there, and that he was seated when he was confronted by the Metcalf kid, whereas some reports say that he was surrounded. Apparently, the police report stated that some witnesses said that he was surrounded by not just the Metcalf kid, but the brother and other people. Now, it doesn't seem like anybody at any point said that Carmelo stood up. So he was seated on a bench, and they said that Metcalf came to tell him to leave, and that he responded and was saying some words were exchanged, and that Metcalf then pushed him, and that there was a scuffle. And it's really interesting that there's a scuffle because nobody knows exactly what happened, yet they're saying that Carmelo was the aggressor. They're saying he was the aggressor because of his words. And this was really interesting that I read that the DA in closing argument argued you don't get to meet a shove with a stab, especially if you provoke a shove. How do you provoke a shove? Somebody shoving you, that's a crime. That's a battery. That is unlawful, unconsensual touching. That is a crime. Now, this is constitutionally protected. You should have a jury of your peers, and that people of a protected federal class, which is race or ethnicity, cannot be systematically dismissed as jurors. When you're an attorney on either side, you have a number of challenges where you could just say, I'm kicking them off for whatever reason. But if kicking off 3 black jurors, which is what happened in this case, you can raise what's called a Batson challenge. Batson is just the name of a case that does not allow you to just kick people off because of their race, especially if they're the race of the accused person. And this is what happened. There were only 3 black women apparently on the jury. They were all kicked. Apparently, the attorneys did make that challenge, and apparently the prosecutor gave a race-neutral reason for kicking them, that they were teachers. I don't know if that was true or not true, but the judge allowed it. That will be scrutinized for sure on an appeal. Now, the defense only called 6 witnesses, and of course, as a defense attorney, you look for your witnesses by either who your client tells you or from the police report. If you see a police report statement from a witness that is favorable for your client, you are going to interview that person before the trial. And the reporting that I read was that one of these students that was supposed to be really helpful for the defense walked back their statements, but they also had not been interviewed. That the defense attorney stated something like, "We haven't talked before right now, have we?" And the witness said, "No." How the hell do you put somebody up without having spoken to them, without knowing what they're going to say in a murder trial?
I didn't even realize I was on mute. So what she's saying now, I don't know if y'all recall, but Carmelo's attorney admitted that he hadn't even talked to a witness, and that his first time talking to a witness was in the hallway. And people were like, how in the hell is this man preparing for a murder trial and not even talking to his witnesses? I want to address another comment in the chat. I'm trying to find it. Y'all, and this person that put this in the chat actually has a YouTube channel. If you have a YouTube channel, you should know that you are really not supposed to let anybody else's content play if you are not providing commentary. Providing commentary is stopping it every few seconds or however much you want to do it. But you're not supposed to let other stuff play without talking about it, just so you know. And I just noticed you had a YouTube channel. So when you said let it play, I was like, what the hell are you talking about? But yeah, so I like what she's saying. She feels as if he's going to get an appeal. And I think everybody feel that way. The haters, the haters for some reason want a black man to be in jail, which is crazy. Also, when I see black people that's sticking up for this bullshit, people that's black that stick up for this, just stay away from me. Stay away from me.
That person should have been interviewed as soon as you got hired to get their statement down and recorded with a witness and an investigator who can testify that this is what they said and get that done. You don't put a witness up on a misdemeanor trial that I don't know what they're going to say, let alone a murder trial. So that to me is, I think, a big red flag for IAC. IAC means ineffective assistance of counsel. That is also a separate basis of appeal. If the appellate court finds that they did not do their legal duty, which is like basic legal duty is you got to interview your witnesses before you put them up, before you know what they're going to say. Now, this is a self-defense case. That was the argument. And again, it's undisputed that he was seated, that he weighs 135 pounds and that the other kid weighed 210 pounds. He's standing, he's pushing on him. Then there's a scuffle.
All right, y'all. I gotta cuss this person out in the chat. Somebody said, and then I'm gonna block you, hating on white people while wearing white people hair. Girl, ain't nobody wearing no white, nasty, stringy hair. Did you think that the weave that people wear is for white folks? Are you on drugs, ma'am? Nobody is wearing white, stringy woman's hair. No, ma'am. That is so, you see the lies that y'all tell, and then you say, hating on white people while wearing white folks' hair. Girl, white folks don't even like they hair, okay? LOL, so mad black dude love white women. I don't know no black dude that like y'all. I mean, some do, I guess, but I don't know anybody that like you. So I don't know what black dude you're talking about, but you're blocked. It's really sick that you come into chats and then you actually subscribe to the channel, because you can't even say anything in the chat unless you've been subscribed for 20 minutes. But you wait 20 minutes just to put that in the chat. Go get some help, ma'am.
people. So clearly already they's at a disadvantage weight-wise, level-wise. On self-defense cases, you put your client up because that's the person who can say, I was in fear for my life. Like, this person was not leaving me alone. And yes, I said some words to him because he's trying to kick me out for no reason, but I was afraid and I didn't think this was going to do anything. I also heard people make a big deal about the knife. Kids carry knives. This was a pocket knife. It was a fold-out knife. It was 3 inches. Kids carry knives. When I was a law clerk, I clerked at the juvenile court, and all these kids would get in trouble. Elementary school kids would get in trouble because they carried keychains with knives or with little tools that they weren't supposed to have in elementary school. And some people said that should have been addressed. Kids have pocket knives. As a defense attorney, I would have made a big deal about how all the prosecution's witnesses were friends of the Metcalf brothers. I would have inquired. Everybody's talking about it at school. Everybody's really upset about his death. They were very prominent and popular kids who people were actually afraid of. There had been reports that they were bullies. So that's something that you have to hash out when they are testifying. And it seems like they're testifying in favor of the deceased. In this case, it is really interesting that the twin brother, who supposedly was next to his brother when this happened, or near his brother when this happened, was kept out of the courtroom because he was a potential witness. He was on the witness list and he never testified. Now that's really interesting. Why didn't he testify? Was it because he did see exactly what happened and he didn't want to say, and it was going to be bad for their case? Is it
that part? It was that part, that last part that she just said. That boy didn't testify because he knows what happened. Listen, these are attorneys. They went to school. They know what the hell they're doing. I feel like he did not testify because had he would have got his ass on that stand, he probably would have started bawling and crying to the tune that he probably would have just confessed. I believe this is why Austin did not take the stand. That's just my belief.
Because he would have perjured himself? Why did he not testify? Would have been something that I would have made a big deal about in closing. It is very clear to me there's no intent to kill. It was one stab to get away. Most people don't believe that if you prick somebody that they're gonna die. The way that Texas law is stated is that if you intend to cause great bodily injury and somebody dies, then you're on the hook for murder. But normally that's a second-degree felony in Texas if you stab somebody. And a 17-year-old kid in a scuffle is not going to know exactly where the vein is to be able to precisely kill somebody with one motion. And the other big problem I had with this case was that there's a penalty phase where the defense gets to call witnesses, and they just called his mom.
Okay, did y'all hear that part? Remember I said after he was convicted, he never got the opportunity to call his witnesses. Listen, there was an attorney that stated that he actually took it upon himself to reach out to the mother of the girl. I think it was a girl. I don't remember if it was a girl or a boy that Carmelo saved. She said that she was never contacted. Now imagine they're saying that Carmelo unalived somebody. Wouldn't it would have been good for the jury to know he really ain't this type of person? In fact, he was out saving lives when he was a little kid. He did not even have the opportunity to call anybody in there. So the penalty phase in which you get to bring in people, he did not even have that opportunity. How is it that this case can't be appealed? Everything about this case was wrong from the jump. It was wrong.
That's it. This is a penalty phase. This is a kid who had, I think they said, a 3.7 or 4.0 GPA. He was captain of the track team, the football team. You don't become captain just because you're really good at the sport. You become captain because you are a leader, because the coaches see you as an example of how to behave, of how to get everybody together. I would have called coaches, cousins, aunts, uncles. You don't just call one witness. That could be also a basis for IAC. That's not not even the bare minimum to do their job. There were so many more problems with the case, and an appellate attorney is always going to be different than your trial attorney, so that appellate attorney can throw that trial attorney under the bus if needed. But an appellate attorney isn't just looking to throw the trial attorney under the bus. They're also looking to see if a ruling was not given, if a certain jury instruction that was required to be given was not given. They're looking at the judge's actions, the defense attorney's actions, and the prosecutor's actions. So they're looking at everything, witness actions, juror actions, everything gets examined. And I believe already there's some glaring problems that will get him a new trial. He did not get a fair trial. And the whole point of the justice system is to give everybody a fair trial, not just certain people or people of a certain race. The Carmelo and
I have to agree, y'all. So I really like that video. Somebody actually sent that to me. What are y'all saying in the chat? The lawyer just took the money. Well, so what the I mean, you guys kind of noticed already, but they had that fund that was set up to pay the lawyer. Once the case was over, they sent the lawyer whatever money that was in there. So the lawyer probably got paid more. I don't know, but whatever was left, they sent it to the lawyer. And I know that because that's what Charleston White said anyway, but they also had released a statement and said that, you know, so we know that already. We know that already. Let me see if I can. Somebody said Thailand is not biblical. It's not biblical. Yeah, it's not. It took me a minute to figure that out, but I was like, listen, I can't keep giving my money to folks. Listen, I can volunteer, and that's what I did. And I didn't mind, you know, giving tithes, but I was literally giving the real amount. You know, they'd be like 10%. I was giving 10%, and it was a lot. So I just was like, I don't know about this, because I kind of felt like when I had situations in my life, I mean, you know, you got the church telling you to get them 10%, honey, but let something happen in your life. I bet you they don't give you that 10% back. It was stated the lawyer got 100,000. Well, we know that that's not true, because they would have paid for specialists. So that's why you got to stop believing what these folks say. They just make up stuff as they go. Somebody said, did you see my super chat? I didn't see anything. That's why I'm going up here. We were watching a video, so I'm going up to see, because we're watching that. So I'm going up to look for it. Mods in the chat, like if you see a super chat, star it, because if you star it, it's kind of saved. So if you see it, if you can star, but I'm gonna go up and find it. I'm looking for it. Dang, did it go up that fast? I think I need to set something on here, because normally when people do super chats, it will go over to the side, and for whatever reason, that's just not happening anymore. Let me see. All right, let me look for it. I think I figured out what happened. Auto super chat. Okay, I think I turned off the auto for the super chats, but I'm about to find it real fast. Yeah, I think I turned the thing off, and that's why my super chats are not going to a specific place. But I'm gonna find it. The super chats are actually easier to find because they turn another color. They don't look like a regular message. It's like really colorful. So I'm looking. I'm gonna find it. Why does it seem like a Friday? I don't know about y'all, but it seemed like a Friday to me. My son's birthday is tomorrow. He's gonna be 25. Oh shoot, is he here? It's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. All right, y'all. I'll be right back. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So you are so right. That's what I'm gonna do. That is one of the things that I'm doing for Cash App today. I'm switching it over. Yes. And that could be why it keeps saying this scam alert shit. I don't know what the hell they talking about. Cash App does that when they're new. Was that the super chat that I didn't read? But I think too, for me, I need to change it to a business account. That could be it, but that's actually on one of my on my list to do today. So I'm gonna switch it over because I literally just got that sitting there, and I said I didn't want to. So yeah, that is definitely something I got to do. Yes, my son is 25, and when I tell you, I'm like, boy, you need to find you a girlfriend or something. Leave me the hell alone. My son is, I mean, my son really feel like I'm his best friend. And I'll be like, boy, listen, find somebody else. Cause I'll be like, can you stop knocking on my door? Like for real. He my oldest son though. He is truly, truly a mama's boy. Like, boy, he want to tell me everything. I'll be like, don't tell me. Like, seriously. But he's a good kid, 25 years old. And I mean, I'd be like, dang, when I was 25, I was not acting like this. Yeah, my oldest act just like a big old baby, which is a little different though, because my daughter is the middle, and she, she definitely don't act like no baby. She got her own life, everything that she does. Then my middle son, he's working and stuff. But I just noticed that boys are so much different than girls. Very much different. I don't know. It's like the girls is so independent. Why the boys be taking forever to get stuff done? I just be like, whew, the boys be a little different. I don't think I've missed any more super chats. If I did, let me know. But I don't think I did. You say your 21-year-old daughter act like a baby. That is so funny. Because my daughter does not. I mean, she does. I mean, as a matter of fact, I gotta get her because I want to order some of her graduation pictures, but every time I try to do it, it kept saying something was wrong with it. So I got to have her pull it up on her computer and order it. But my sons are not as independent as my daughter. They're like my middle son. I had to tell him, I said, listen, boy, do you want to get out? Like, because listen, you don't want to go to school. Okay, you need to find a job because there's only two things you can do: work or get a job. Okay, those are your choices. And you need to find a job now because he was taking too long. I said, no, you need to find a job now. I don't care if you don't like it. Work there until you find somewhere that you like. No, you don't get to say you don't like the job. How many times when I was a kid, I worked a job that I didn't like? A lot of times. Find a job. You don't get to say, no, you don't like it. You find a job that you don't like until you find one that you do. That's how that works. That's how that works. All these kids are close to their parents these days. It seems like they know we cool, right? Yeah, I made my son, I said, Negro, you got to find a job. I mean, because the reason why I made him find a job, because I don't want you to think because, everything is paid for that you don't need to get your ass a job. You need, because I told him, I said, listen, bro, you're finna not have a phone. Like your phone is finna get turned off because I need him to understand that just because I pay your phone bill, I will still turn your shit off. So, you gotta get in here and do some things for yourself. You gotta get a job. If you don't want to go to school, that's your choice. But I told him that you may not want to go to school, but you need to find a trade or something that you want to do, because with a job, you could be here today and gone tomorrow. So if you just got on, you probably just want to rewind it, because we done been on here for like 2 hours and 8 minutes. And you know how that works. When we get done talking, we kind of just start talking about anything or whatever. So rewind it. I just did an interview with another witness that actually saw the original video. So you're going to probably have to rewind it then. Yes, they absolutely have to learn to be independent. And see, I learned that I was always independent. So that was one of the things, and that I got really quickly. And I think my daughter pretty much got that from me. I think when I got grown, I wanted to make my own money and have my own thing. So it was real easy for me to just do my own thing and not ask people for that. So that was kind of easy for me to do. 1,600 likes. Let's see here what is looking like over there on the like side. Let's see. Sometime it won't let me. Let me see. All right. So we got 1,000. Okay, that ain't bad, I guess. I guess we can get some more likes, but that ain't bad. I'll take it. I will take it. Okay, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here, though, because I'm about to go and get this boy some cupcakes or a cake or something. 25 years old, still want your mother to get you a cake. These kids is different. They very different. When I was 25, I was not asking my mama to buy me no damn cake. Just want a cake. I really don't even like cake, but he liked cake. So I'm just going to get a small cake because I don't eat cake like that. And I don't really believe anybody in my house eat it like that. It's not about what you know. It's who you know. Yeah, and that actually worked for him because he's had a few jobs, based on who he knows. That's absolutely right. Yep, he had one job, and I had to tell him this. When you work a job, boy, you can't be late. I told him that with the first job, and his ass got fired. He really liked it. Now this job, he'd be on time. So you're right. It is about who you know. And, that's how he was able to get the last two jobs of one of the jobs that he's working at now. So I'll see y'all later. I'm about to get up out of here. About to go and get this boy a cake, go through my emails because y'all done sent me so much. It's so much stuff, y'all, and I gotta get through it. So I'll see y'all later. Make sure you like the video. All you really need to do is like the video. If you like the video, listen, that's good enough. So I will catch y'all in the next video, and we gonna be forever Team Carmelo.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening. Go on. Yes, I'm typing it all down.
Clear, spilling tea, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. I don't lies right here. Spilling tea, no fear. I'm still here. Da 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 da. No. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to Lakeysha Keysha, my dear. Yeah. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here.
Stretch words like
tea, no sugar, no fear. Make sure you subscribe to the Lakeysha Keysha